What's going on? Hope you're all having a great day. My name is Jonathan Sfai. I'm a 15-year-old entrepreneur based out of Atlanta, Georgia, and today I'm actually going to be teaching you a 4-stream, simple but easy enough pipeline to understand, to where a toddler can understand it, to get someone from not just liking your reel, but all the way to a booked call, but not just to a booked call, but a close client that actually knows logically and didn't just decide emotionally that the outcome is actually possible for them. First of the 4-stream pipeline that we're actually going to get into is actually getting seen and getting views onto your reel. Now, see, the problem is most people think views come from crazy and great visuals, which they aren't lying, and they're not totally wrong, but those views aren't your ICP, and that's exactly who you're trying to target so you can sell to them, right? And it was never really about the editing. It was always about this one thing that you have to implement into your videos. One thing that you have to realize is Instagram pushes on retention of the actual video. The fix isn't more value, it's more value per second, and that's exactly what I was talking about when implementing into your video. Every second a person watches tells IG whether they should push it out or just keep it inside the 1,000 view jail. Don't pat on and don't ramble. You have to make sure that you're actually including a lot of value in such a short amount of time, in such an efficient amount of time. Value per second, but not just value per second, but efficiency when it comes to getting the value across in such a short amount of time is so important when it comes to actually getting views onto your reel. So if you're taking notes and trying to learn something from this video, this is exactly what you should put for the getting seen part and getting views part. It's not exactly about how much value you give. It's about how much value you give per second. Now, second, we're actually going to be going over how to make the person feel the problem so they're not just stuck on liking and commenting or following after your video, but they actually get to booking the call. The problem is most people think that just because people are liking, commenting, and following off their video, their content is working, which they aren't wrong, but they make more of it and wonder why nobody's buying or booking calls. The truth is you get follows but not clients because you preach comfortable agreement, and you need to realize the difference between comfortable agreement and uncomfortable agreement. See, comfortable agreement is whenever a prospect nods along because you're telling them what they already know, what they want to hear, and they're agreeing with you very easily because they want to hear that type of stuff. Nothing is going to change you inside of them. Comfortable agreement is where it makes the prospect feel good and doesn't actually move them somewhere, because moving your prospect somewhere starts with them actually realizing the bottleneck within themselves that you called out. Uncomfortable agreement is whenever someone agrees with something that stings them a little because they realize the bottleneck within themselves or their business. This could be where they're stuck or why their current approach isn't working. And the agreement that actually creates urgency is the uncomfortable agreement because it stings them a little and they realize, I need help. So again, if you're writing inside a journal, remember this. Comfortable agreement makes people like you, follow you. But uncomfortable agreement makes people buy. It gets you clients. So what would you rather prefer? Uncomfortable agreement or comfortable agreement? Followers or actually money inside your bank account? Number 3 is actually positioning the offer, and this is something people overlook and struggle with so much. So the problem that a lot of you believe in, which is a horrible belief to have, is if the service is good enough, people will automatically just buy. So what exactly you do is pour everything into delivery and can't figure out why it won't sell. You have to figure out the bottleneck within your offer, and most of the time it's one of these 2 things. The first of the 2 is either too complex. If someone needs more than one read to understand your offer, it's garbage. Or number 2, which is hurting so much of you, your offer is not positioned differently, and positioning is so important when it comes to a lot of factors within the business, especially your offer. So you have to look at it from this perspective when it comes to positioning. What makes you different from everybody else doing the same exact thing inside your niche? And if your offer sounds like everybody else, you're just going to be competing on price, then your offer is going to be so low and you're going to be so broke. So position it differently, even if the service delivery is the exact same as everybody else inside your niche, because the biggest people inside your space aren't selling because their service delivery is godly. They're selling because they position themselves a lot differently from everybody else. That's why they're making bank. The best delivery on earth loses if nobody can choose you. You have to realize people buy their belief about the outcome, and the belief about the outcome is from the positioning. So like I just said, people don't buy the service, they buy their belief about the outcome, and that comes from your positioning. Lastly is actually proving that your offer works, making someone believe that the outcome is actually possible for them, not just somebody else doing the same thing as them. The problem with most of you is you believe when someone wants the outcome, that means they'll buy just because they're interested. The truth is they want it but don't believe it'll work for them. So close it with your unique mechanism, or it doesn't even have to be unique. It just, you have to have a mechanism, and that mechanism could be naming a system that nobody else has inside your niche that could exponentially help them, or just showing somebody just like them that got the result that they wanted. People get way more belief through similarity. So again, if you have a journal, write down this one thing. People don't buy what you do, they buy why they believe it'll work for them. So this whole thing is one pipeline, which is 4 tactics that gets you seen, makes people actually feel the problem so they can take an actionable step, position the offer, and actually prove it works so they can actually buy. So here's my Instagram. I drop a lot of sauce on there inside a short form type of content. And if you want to work with me, just click the link inside the bio, or you can just go to my Instagram and click this little deep link right here. It'll take you straight to the form to where we can figure out a bit more about you to see if we can actually help you maximize the amount of results for you. So subscribe, make sure to stay tuned for the next insane value video. And one thing I want y'all to remember is I believe in you. If it's possible for me, it's possible for you.